Shalom, Israel. My name is Officer Kayad, one out of I.S.U.P.K, Jamaica. I.S.U.P.K started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I.S.U.P.K is run by Commanding General Yahanna, the one man with the rank and the authority to lead Israel at this time. I say Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Barakatam to my brothers, Yahweh Shamar Alatan Ba'asham Yahushai to my sisters. All right, so, today we're going to jump into the topic of polygamy. You understand? And as the title suggests, Jamaican men don't cheat. Or to put it better, Israelite men don't cheat. You understand? We can't cheat because according to the Bible, it is our right to have more than one woman. You understand? Contrary to what your Christian church teach you, that a man is only to have one wife, and by misunderstanding a certain scripture in the Bible, like they do every other scripture and many other subjects, you understand, they misrepresent the Bible, you understand. And bear in mind, they are all hypocrites in the Christian church because the same pastor is sleeping with his brother's wife, you understand, committed adultery outside of the church and inside the church, you understand. Yeah, man. And the female pastor is cheated on her husband. You understand? They are keeping up one bugger, abomination in the church. And the thing that they want to stick on is to tell you that you, the man, is not supposed to have more than one woman. But the Bible just don't support that. You understand? So, but I'll jump to a scripture right now, and it is in the book of Ruth. Ruth chapter 4, verse 11. And this is what it says. And all the people that were in the gate and the elders said, we are witnesses. The Lord make the woman that is come into thine house like Rachel and like Leah, which two did build the house of Israel. You hear that? Rachel and Leah, which the two women them did build the house of Israel. And do thou worthily in Ephratah and be famous in Bethlehem. All right, so let me give you the explanation of what is happening here. Boaz, he took Ruth to be his wife, you understand, and he brought it to the elders, and the elders blessed him, saying that, make this woman be like Rachel and Leah. Who's Rachel and Leah? Rachel and Leah are the two mothers, are two of the four mothers of the nation of Israel. You understand? They were both Jacob's wife. So they are saying, let this woman be like them. You understand? They're liking, a blessed woman unto Jacob and Leah, which were two of the four women that were the mother of Israel. Let me explain how it happened, because you can also jump to Genesis 29 and 30, and there you will get the full story about Jacob, Rachel, and Leah. You understand? All right, so this is how the story goes. Jacob worked for 7 years because he liked Rachel. Rachel was beautiful. After we worked for Rachel's father, Laban, for 7 years. And after I worked for Laban 7 years, instead of giving him Rachel, Laban gave him Leah. When Jacob found out, he was upset. And Laban told him that, well, the bigger sister is supposed to marry before the younger. So, you have to work 7 more years to get Rachel. So he worked 7 more years. You can imagine how beautiful Rachel would have to be for him to work at 14 years to get her. See? But anyway, he work 7 more years and then him get Rachel. And out of these two women, the Most High make the nation of Israel form. You understand? So there is no unrighteousness there. And upon him taking on Rachel and Leah as his wife or his wives, right? The two of them also gave him a wife. Rachel gave Jacob her handmaid, and Leah gave Jacob one of her handmaid. And these four women are the mothers of the 12 tribe of Israel, from Judah to Benjamin. You understand? Yeah, man, 12. You understand? And we are the holy people of the Most High. You understand? So where did this one wife thing come from? And why is it promoted by Christianity? And bear in mind, Christianity is not only promoting that, it's promoting a lot of other things which we might consider abominable. You understand? All right. This custom of one wife, you know what I mean, to one man comes from the Greek and the Roman Empire. You understand? Where they were natural homosexuals, right? And we're talking about the oppressor. The Greek and the Roman are oppressors, are the so-called Caucasian races. Those were their main empire before America and England and Britain and them. You understand? All right. So they were natural homosexuals, right? Till they found out that, you know what I mean, their numbers were diminishing. Why? Because, you know what I mean, if man have sex with man, you know, I got no children. So what they did was, you know what I mean, they made a policy that a man must have one, every man must have one wife. You know what I mean? And out of this Roman, you know what I mean, custom comes Christianity. Therefore, it's a part of Christianity that a man must only have one wife. You understand? There was never any other culture throughout history that ever promoted one man to one woman. It was always a man having more than one woman and a woman knowing that she can only have one man. And that is practical. You understand? I'm going to explain that later. So, the Christian church, it promotes this, you know what I mean, monogamy relationship or monogamous relationship, meaning one man to one woman. You understand? But it is hypocritical because the Christian pastor sleeps around with other brother's wife, you know what I mean, have other woman outside of the church. And when he finds a woman that he loves, you know what I mean, you know what he does? Or any Christian for that matter, you know what they do? They leave the first woman, which I'm going to show you in the Bible that is a sin. You understand? So we're going to jump to the book of Exodus, chapter 21 and 10, and this is what it says. If he take himself another wife, this is in the law. This is the law that was given directly from the Most High to Moses. You understand? Yes, man, this was from the Most High himself. These laws are, you know what I mean, the standard by which your righteousness is being judged. If you break these laws, you're unrighteous. By breaking these laws, you are now a sinner. That is the definition of sin, the breaking or the transgression of the law. Because the Most High gave it to us, and it should have been our righteousness. You understand? So here's what the law said. Her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. Meaning, if a man take another wife, he must not diminish the food, the raiment, meaning the clothes, you know what I mean, or her duty of marriage, meaning the sex that she needs. That must not diminish. The first wife must not get less of anything because you decide to take a new wife. You understand? So the Bible, the Most High provided provision for a man taking another wife. You understand? But the Christian church teach that a man can only have one wife. And that just is not in the Bible. All the righteous men in the Bible, you know what I mean, had more than one wife. You know what I mean? Except for Paul and Christ who had none. You understand? Yeah, man. You don't hear the Christian church saying a man should have no wives. They'll say a man should have only one wife. You know what I mean? But Christ had none. You understand? And also, the great men in the Bible had more than one. Or other great men in the Bible had more than one. So it's up to you whether you want one wife, two wife, or no wife. But the Bible makes provision in case you wanted more than one. So you can't listen to the Christian church. And as I said before, they misrepresent scriptures, you know what I mean, and say that, you know what I mean, a man or a bishop should only have one wife, which they don't understand what is a bishop. And they don't understand what, you know what I mean, that one wife is. That one wife is the truth. You understand? Yeah, man, that one wife is talking about your job in this truth. You know what I mean? You must love the truth and only the truth. You must not, you know what I mean? You must not go over to any other custom or any other culture, any other religion, but you must only have one wife, and that is the truth. But you can have many different real physical wives. You understand? The Bible, the law make provision for that. You understand? Yeah, man. And like I said, it is not practical, you know what I mean, anywhere except for the white man, the oppressor, you know what I mean, and his religion and his kingdom. you know what I mean, where they practice that one wife thing. But never have you ever seen another culture except for the oppressor's culture, that has ever, you know what I mean, has ever enforced this one wife thing on anybody else. And you have never seen it growing up. You understand? When you went to school, you know what I mean, speaking to the woman them now, see? When you go to school, see? You always like the man where had more than one woman, or all the woman them have. You understand? You wanted the popular youth, the youth on the football team, the youth where have all of the woman them a mad over him. That was the man you like. You never liked the nerd who couldn't get no woman. So why that is being hypocritical to say that you want a man to be subject to you and you alone is hypocritical, because you don't want a man where, you know what I mean? You don't want a man when a woman no want. So that is hypocritical. You understand? What we really want is, you know what I mean, and this is because of Christianity. We really want to see a woman with her man and take the man and then now make the man subject to you and you alone. And that's the selfishness that comes with Christianity. You understand? Yeah, man. That is the reality of it, man. We don't want nobody when nobody no want. We don't want somebody where somebody else have for yourself. And that is just, you know what I mean? Where that car, where we here in Jamaica call, you know what I mean? Covetous or bad mind. And not necessarily man who want in that case, you know. You just want to prove so you can take a woman, man. You understand? And that's just competition between women. You understand? But the Bible says a man right is to have more than one woman. You get me? All right, so the next scripture I'm going to pull is Matthew 25 and 1. And this is what it says. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins. You understand? This is Christ speaking. And he's saying the kingdom of heaven is like unto 10 virgins. Listen. Which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. So 10 virgins took their lamp to meet one bridegroom. You understand? Christ said, this is what the kingdom of heaven is likened unto. You understand? If you read the Bible before, you know the story about the 10 virgins. One were wise, 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. You know what I mean? Short breakdown of the story is, you know what I mean, 5 didn't carry no oil for putting in them lamp. It was night, and 5 carry oil put in them lamp. So the 5 that didn't carry no oil say to the other 5, give us some of your oil, and they refused because they said, lest we don't have enough oil for ourselves. So what happened is that the 5 with the oil went and meet the bridegroom, and they got married to the bridegroom. And the 5 that didn't have any oil, you understand, they missed out on the wedding. So 10 women were supposed to marry to this one bridegroom, but because 5 of them were foolish, only 5 got to marry the bridegroom. And Christ said, this is what the kingdom of heaven is like. You understand? So, you know what I mean? Don't make nobody fool, you know. You understand? It is a man's right to have more than one woman. You understand? And because of the brainwashing of the Christian church, when a man actually goes out and get another woman, he must hide. You know what I mean? And that is just being a coward. You understand? You have to hide it from your woman. You know what I mean? When she find out what she do, she leave. And when she leave, what she do? She become a whore. She go and sleep with everybody in the world because she feel like she got cheated on. You understand? Where we blame the Christian church for this, because the Christian church, by teaching that a man only should have one woman, is making our women whores. You understand? Yeah, man. And making our brothers, you know what I mean, weak. You understand? So a man can have more than one wife. You understand? A man can have as many wives as he wants. You understand? And this is the practicality of it. You understand? Remember, I know we are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We deal with practicality and the scriptures, because the scriptures is practical. You know what I mean? The scripture is the only practical knowledge there is, and that is the foundation of the I.S.U.P.K and the command in General Honor. All right, so this is the practicality of it, right? If the oppressor should fall today, you know what I mean? If America should fall, right? And nuclear destruction, and few of us, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, remain, right? What would be the fastest way to grow our nation? Would it be for one man to have one woman, or one man to have more than one woman? Or Would it be one woman have more than one man? Let we just break it down to see which one is more practical, right? All right, say one man have one woman. How many children can be born every 9 months? You know what I mean? Let's say the maximum is a twin. Two. Only 2 children can born every 9 months, right? All right. Say one man, you know what I mean, or one woman have as many men as she want. You know what I mean? Which that is unlawful. That is a sin. That is adultery. But let's say society, you know what I mean? Let's say this is the hypothetical, right? How many children can born if that one woman have 10 men? Only one woman can, only one child can born every 9 months. You understand? All right, but look at it this way. See? If one man is allowed to have as many women as he possibly need, how many children can born every 9 months? Every 9 months, as many as him have wife, him can impregnate all of him wife. And you know what I mean? If him have 20 wife, 20 children can born in another 9 months there. You understand? So you see where, you know what I mean? The most time is not the art of confusion. The most time make it that a man can impregnate as many women as him, you know what I mean, as he possibly can at any given time. But it can't happen vice versa. It can't happen vice versa. A woman can't be impregnated by 2 different men at the same time. You understand? So there you see where a man, right, is allowed to have more than one woman. You understand? Watch this now. I ask the woman them a question now, see? How many times did you lose your so-called virginity or your maiden egg? Because we know virgin, you know what I mean, that word is being misrepresented. The real word is maiden. So how often, how many times did you lose your maiden? The answer is one. You only lose your maiden one time and you never got it back. What that say to you? That means that you're only made for one man. Once that man pull that package, another man can't come pull it anew. You know, you're not new again. You know what I mean? Once a man enter that package already, or that box, pull that box. You know what I mean? A next man coming to that box is not going into a new box because the package, the seal is already broken. And that's the blood that come with a woman maiden. You understand? So the most is not the art of confusion. You get what me I say? Yeah, man. So there you understand now that a man can have more than one woman, but a woman can have more than one man. A woman's duty is to her husband, one husband for the rest of her life. You know what I mean? But because of Christianity and them teaching that sex is not marriage, marriage is when you put a ring on your finger. Our sisters, before they actually consider themselves having a husband, they have played the war so long. You know what I mean? From the age of 13, thinking that, you know what I mean, this sex that she's having with this boy at the age of 13 is of non-significance and not important when that is marriage. You know what I mean? So by the time she reached the age where she supposed to have a husband, you understand? She's already a whore. You understand? And then wonder why nobody will stay with her. Because you have already been destroyed. Because once, you know what I mean, you make more than one man go inside of you, you know. You see? You know what I mean? Every time a man go inside of you and ejaculate in you, you know, my friend. See? That DNA remains in you, you know, and it reconstruct your DNA, you know. You understand? And if several men do the same thing to you, that those different spirit and DNA fight over you, that's the reason why when a woman is promiscuous, you can see it in her behavior. You know what I mean? They're nigh unto crazy. You know what I mean? Their behavior is nigh unto a mad person. You know what I mean? Oh, they become loud and always in contention. And you know what I mean? That is the characteristic of a whore. You understand? Always miserable because so many men have entered into her. And so many spirit is fighting for her. You know what I mean? So many DNAs have entered into her and is manipulating her. So she not in her right mind. You understand? Yeah, man. So a man can have more than one wife, and Jamaican men don't cheat unless them sleep with another man's woman. You understand? So again, my name is Officer Kayarwan out of I.S.U.P.K, Jamaica. You know what I mean? Remember to like the video, subscribe, share, you know what I mean? Follow up on, you know what I mean, Facebook, you understand? Instagram, Twitter, you know what I mean? TikTok. We're now on TikTok, you see? Yeah, man. Remember to go over to Commanding General YAHANNA's new website. That's blackwatch.news, you know what I mean? And subscribe. Go over to his new YouTube channel, Blackwatch News, subscribe. Go to every I.S.U.P.K YouTube channel and subscribe. You know what I mean? That is a plethora of knowledge, you know what I mean, being offered to you right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, and go over to every I.S.U.P.K member on Facebook, Twitter. You know what I mean? Just follow the I.S.U.P.K movement. You understand? And with that, I say shalom.